So, you want to grow your company. You're probably spending a lot of time thinking up new products and services. Now ask yourself this: how much time do you spend deciding what to stop doing? Most firms focus a lot on cultivating new initiatives and very little on pruning back. But in a world where competitive advantage is short-lived, both activities are critical. When you exit businesses with flagging growth potential, you free up people and money for new projects that can bring in a bigger return. Since business unit heads aren't likely to nominate their own businesses for the chopping block, this really needs to be the responsibility of the CEO and the board. Some companies also set up dedicated teams to nominate projects to phase out or lines of business to wind down. At Cisco, for example, business unit heads are required to provide an end-of-life estimate for each business. To do this, you need discipline. Stop defending your declining businesses to the bitter end. Most firms, even creative ones, want to protect advantages, no matter how marginal, for as long as they can. Kodak was unable to wean itself from film, although it was clear to everybody that the world was going through a digital transition. Instead, end your declining businesses frequently, formally, and systematically. Instead of lots of high drama, unpredictable fire sales, and last-minute Hail Mary deals, make sure exits have a steady rhythm. So how do they make those decisions? Unfortunately, you can't wait for objective facts to help you decide when to abandon a business. Instead, focus on subjective, early warning signs. This is something Netflix actually got right. They realized their DVD business was likely to fail given the rise of streaming video, and that they'd have to take action. Early warning signs to look for include, first, incremental innovation. Are you investing more and not getting bigger returns? Second, are your customers saying that cheaper products are good enough? Third, declining or plateauing growth rates. Don't wait for those numbers to trend downward before you act. It's easier to successfully wind down old businesses if you think of those exits as a chance to redeploy resources. Some managers assume that if a line of business is failing, it's because the people working in it did something wrong. But often it's just market forces. Workers in those units may fear they'll be laid off if the unit's discontinued, and so they may try to convince you to keep the business going. But managed correctly, exiting a business is not a failure, but an opportunity. Smart companies retain experienced, talented workers and put them to work on exciting new projects. No one has the luxury of sustainable competitive advantage anymore. When competitive advantages shift, you need to reconfigure your company before it's too late. That means identifying projects, products, or lines of business to exit. That's the only way to make sure you can focus on the future.